Welcome to our podcast.
We are two geeky ladies talking about issues in our lives,
Relationship gossip,
and occasional politics. All while geeking and having fun. Let's geek! I'm so happy we are talking about reality television.
Same. Don't you miss the good old days of reality TV though? Like legit, it's not compared to what it is today.
It's trashier than ever. But I will tell you my very first experience. Do you remember your first reality television experience?
Yes I do.
What was it?
So I remember, okay, hold on, because I could be mixing it up. I know one of them was making the band, and then, wait, no, there was another one. Okay, do you remember how before Nicole, how do you pronounce her name? Nicole.
I have one of short.
The girl, Nicole from the Pussycat Dolls.
There you go.
She was actually on a show where you didn't know this?
No, that sounds
yeah,
familiar.
no. She was in a show where it was making of a girl group, and there was a girl group before the Pussycat Dolls. Like,
wasn't it like Eden's Crush or something like
yes.
that? Okay, I remember.
Do you remember? I think I want to say that was my first reality TV show, because like during that time, it was a big thing, you know, girl group, boy group, and I know this is a recurring theme in our lives, but like it was the thing. And I remember I want to say it was on the CW or something like that, and that was my first reality TV show. What was yours?
So, when I was a little kid, I was probably about 6 or 7 years old. I used to go to my Nana's house during the summer, and my cousins were badass kids and everything. So, they would put on Jerry Springer. Yeah, Jerry Springer technically was my first taste of reality television.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, of course.
I don't even know how I forgot about that.
Jerry Springer, man.
Dude.
Be like, Jerry.
The stories that would come out, you know, no, what was the follow-up to that?
The Steve Wilkos show.
Yes.
He'd be like, tell us the truth, Amanda. What is going on? Little Casey was hurt. She has a broken collarbone, Amanda. It's broken. Who broke it? Was it your boyfriend, Mike? Mike, you think you're a big man? Get off my stage!
I remember.
And then as soon as they get off the stage, they're arrested. Like, they're really arrested after they get off the stage. Like, Steve Wilkos is not playing. It's like the trash that leaves Jerry Springer tries to jump onto
He was on Jerry Springer.
Yeah, because you remember, he used to be like the bodyguard. Steve Wilkos was Jerry Springer's. I was about to say Jerry Seinfeld's. I'm sorry, I'm a dumbass. So Steve Wilkos was Jerry Springer's bodyguard for like a few years, and he was so popular they just offered him a show, and he said totally yeah.
Let's do
But the difference between like, you know, Jerry Springer and Steve Wilkos is that, you know, Steve Wilkos actually wanted to help these like trailer trash people, and, you know, Jerry Springer wanted to exploit them.
Yeah. What do you think of the changing arc of reality TV show? Because remember, reality TV used to be this one thing. And of course, they've always manipulated us to think it was actually true, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think of now? Because Netflix is coming out with their reality TV show since like years ago and stuff like that. But it's like, having this different platform, I feel like the script has changed a little bit too.
I will say that, my opinion, the princess or the queen of reality television is Paris Hilton. She yeah, in my opinion, she built the mark on what it is to be fake. Like, now, Paris Hilton is now in her 40s. Like, she should be turning 40 years old this year, not to give her age away or anything like that.
Yeah. But it tells you, like, it's been, 20 years since the last show. What was that show again that it was called? I forgot.
The Simple Life.
Oh, that's right. With Nicole
Richie. Mm-hmm. And that was her first dose of reality television, but she built the mark on it. I remember there was this iconic scene where this is at the time that she and Nicole were beefing with each other, which turned out to actually be Like, they were not really beefing with each other at all. They just did that for the show. You see?
Really?
But it gave them ratings. That's what I'm talking about.
True.
The reality, we believed it at the time. But I will be honest, I didn't watch the show back then.
Do you remember how hectic it was when we actually found out some of the stuff that we were seeing was not true?
Exactly.
Like James Corden and his carpool karaoke.
I did know how brokenhearted I was to find out that they were not really driving when this was going down. I'm like, really? Y'all not really driving? I'm like,
it was like the whole thing about that was authenticity.
It's basically like Carpool Towing Co. or something like that. Like, they're just being towed around. Maybe they're so rich they don't need a drive, and they're just like, they didn't want to like flaunt it in our face, so they're like, let's just edit it this way. Yeah, nobody will know. This will be our secret.
And it was a well-kept secret, you know, like, because when what is it? Oh, your cat scared me. I just saw something walk by. Jesus Christ, I'm not used to cats because I have a dog. But leading from that, now we have the arc of Flavor Flav, Rock of Love, and, you know, all that stuff, because it's really the trashier version of The Bachelor, right? Mm-hmm. And then moving forward, it switched. It's changed.
And then it became shows like The Real World. Like, The Real World is actually a great example that I'm glad that just came up in my head. Uh-huh. We can talk about, do you know who Pedro Zamora was?
I don't think I do. I'm going to be honest, The Real World and what's that, something about brothers? That show, Brother something.
Big Brother?
Big Brother. Yeah, I was never into that. Yeah, I know Tiffany was in that in one of the seasons, but it just never, even though she's on it, it never pulled me because I guess I just didn't get it and it didn't click with me, so I never bothered watching.
So Pedro Zamora was he was Cuban. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was Cuban, and he was the first person on the show to ever have, you know, the disease, which was AIDS. And this was back then when people didn't have that much understanding of what AIDS was. Sure. And that was the exposure to it. And the craziest thing about it, like, you can still look up these clips on like YouTube or so. There's of how, like, even when the cast had signed on, almost none of them knew. Like, apparently like half of them knew that one of their castmates was going to be an AIDS, have AIDS, and then the other half didn't know anything. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was controversial at the time because, I think this was the third season of The Real World he was on. Yeah. And he used to be a prostitute at one time, Pedro Zamora. He was a sex worker, occasionally, and that's unfortunately how he had received it. He received it at a young age, but instead of him taking this as like the death sentence was at that time, he said, okay, what I'm going to do is bring awareness. And it was his friends. He was doing so well because he's from Miami. Right. And he was doing so well doing what he was doing in Miami that his friends were like, you should totally audition for the show called The Real World. And he told his story and they casted him. And there was this one castmate that had given him such a hard time because he was gay, because he had AIDS. There's always that one person that's terrible, Unfortunately, he had to leave the house like during half of the season because his health was getting worse. Some fans of that season to this day blame that cast member because they're like, have you not stressed him out? Had you not did so-and-so? Maybe you wouldn't have helped sped up the process for him. True. Yeah. So he did unfortunately end up passing away the day the episode aired. Like, I think the very last episode that aired for The Real World is when he died and everything. Wow. Yeah. And he was talking about how half of his family was in Cuba, and with what that season did for so many people. And this is actually my mother telling me this because when my father was alive, she said that she and my dad were glued. That was their favorite season. She doesn't like The Real World now. Because my mom, she is, older and everything. And of course, now when she sees The Real World, she'll sit there and be like, oh, The Real World is not what it used to be. Back then, The Real World was about the real world. It was about what was actually going on. It was about learning from each other. Nowadays, it's about you kids trying to be getting attention or doing that clout like Cardi says and all that. It's not what it used to be. I can't take that seriously. But with the exposure of the show, Bill Clinton pulled some strings and was able to get his family from Cuba to come back to the States.
Oh,
which was a big deal,
yeah.
especially with, tensions with Fidel Castro and all that. But we're not going to get into that or anything. Yeah. But this is a dose of what reality can do for you. Mm-hmm. Like, Cardi B's a perfect example, drifting into love and hip hop. Cardi B had got her start from Instagram. That's where she got her start. Instagram. Okay. Yeah. She was just a stripper, occasional sex worker. We don't shame sex work. She was, being funny. She was kiki and all that stuff like that. People are like, oh, you funny, you so-and-so. And then she started to, grab in the following. Yeah. So as she was grabbing in the following, that's when she got discovered, new cast for, the new season of Love and Hip Hop. They're like, New York, right? Yeah. Like, you got such a great following on social media. Why don't you come and, we give you a little bit more exposure. Right. Cardi B came to play. And Cardi B was smart. She was already working on music way before she was casted to be on Love and Hip Hop. Because a lot of people have this perception Cardi B
started the music during
Love and Hip Hop. And that's not true. It's not true whatsoever.
I had that perception too.
You can find her underground music videos on YouTube right now, like Cheap Ass Weave, that's my favorite. Who Do You Love? The Who Do You Love remix.
Did you hear her new song with Megan?
Yes. Can I?
I haven't seen the music video yet.
I did. And
you did?
Somebody was in that music video that I don't want to name, and it was just like, "Ho, why is you here?" Like, you remember?
Okay, how about
Ho, why is you
know
here?
What?
Like, but whatever. I do have to mention another reality TV show, which if we can't talk about reality television without talking about the Bad Girls Club, that just seems impossible. The Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls. That was my show.
I've never seen it.
So you don't know Natalie?
No. I told you that. Yeah, I've never seen this.
You want to talk about my high school to the early college years? I was invested in the Bad Girls Club. Natalie Nunn, she'd be like, I run LA. Then you have Judy. She's just so like, I got the voodoo for you bitches. Like, oh my gosh.
Was
and then
that
you're like,
one
you're done, ho. You're done.
Wait, is that the same reality? Do you remember that song you were singing?
Oh yeah, Tanisha, y'all get no sleep because of me. Womp womp. Y'all not gonna get no sleep. Wait, sorry, I ain't get no sleep because of y'all. Womp womp. Y'all ain't get no sleep because of me. Womp womp. Get the up, bitches. Get up.
Wait, can you tell me what is the whole storyline with that? Because I remember seeing that on TikTok, and then you mentioned
with the whole thing with Bad Girls Club. Bad Girls Club has 7 women every single season. Right. They just put 7 women from several areas in a house. That's it, and they just throw them in there and just see how they react to each other.
That's like putting a bunch of lions and throwing one meat in there.
That's basically what it was. That's basically what it was. So everybody wants to act all hard, and then sometimes they make teams. Sometimes there'll be 6 girls against 1 chick. Yeah, it happens. Or it'll be half of them 4 against 3, or sometimes they'll have their own cliques. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. And then they'll fight. And then if you really hurt somebody and everything, the producers are just so you're out of the show. You hurt somebody, you broke the rules, you're kicked out. Then they get a replacement. And then you always got the dumb chick that's always oh, I'm the chick that knows how to send bitches home. What's she gonna do? I already sent 3 bitches home. I'll send another one. I'm just
I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah, girl. Yes.
Where was that?
Judy Fallon with her whack ass. Fallon over here trying to act black. Fallon. Girl, bye. Do you know I had a cousin that met Fallon in a club years ago? Yeah.
No, you didn't tell me this.
Yeah. Okay, so Fallon was this chick on season, I believe 9 or 8 or so. They used to appropriate the out of black culture and everything like that. She was just whack. But anyways, my cousin met her in the club and everything. This was during that season when that season had just ended and everything like that. And she was just so hey, you look familiar. And the chick was so like, and Fallon was like, have we met before? And she was just like, I've seen you. My cousin was like, I've seen you. You've been on TV before. And then Fallon was just like, no. She was like, no, I know you. Aren't you Fallon from Bad Girls Club? And Fallon goes, no, that's my sister. And she was just so like, I was like, Fallon lied to you dead ass to your face. She said, yeah. She was like, I think maybe she thought I was going to hit her or something like that because of the way she was acting during her season with the whole, because, her cast members told her, like, stop. It's not cute.
That's funny.
Yep. And then that same season at the reunion, they jumped Judy. Oh my goodness.
Dang.
I freaking no, Judy was a very messy person. If you saw her season, Yasmin, you would jump on that bandwagon to see beat that ass.
I already told you I'm writing that down.
Can we pause it so I can show you that
Yeah.
We're gonna pause it. We'll be back. Let's talk about the partnership I have with Salty Mermaid Swimwear.
Ooh, tell me more.
So, I have a partnership with this lovely brand, which I just said called Salty Mermaid Swimwear, where they sell wonderful bathing suits of all shapes and sizes. Why not go on Salty Mermaid Swimwear and get your swimming suits? And for all the men that we know are listening, you can take advantage too because they've got trunks. So you can even match with your girlfriend, match with your boyfriend, or match with whoever you love. And the best part about it is that every time you buy it, they donate some of the proceeds to charities. So you're buying swimsuits and the money's going to charity. What more could you lose? Tell them Cat sent you, and the code is Salty15Cat. All you have to do is put Salty15Cat in the promo code when you go to Salty Mermaid Swimwear where you're buying your trunks, and you get 15% off your trunks or your swimsuit.
And we're back.
And what did you think of that video of Julie getting that whooping?
Yo, that was iconic.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Don't understand what? I don't understand.
I can't believe that iconic moment was from there.
Yeah.
I've always heard these sound clips, and then do you know what I was watching?
What?
The Jersey Shore.
Oh my gosh.
Say what you will.
I did like Snooki though. I did.
I say,
And half of them weren't even Italian. You know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
Poser asses. Like, you know what? I'm not gonna start.
But
I'm not gonna start. I'm being nice.
But they were that lifestyle though.
Yeah.
You don't. Here's the thing.
Remember, people were saying grenades for a hot minute. That caught on for a few years.
GTL.
Yeah,
Gymtown Laundry. There was nothing more toxic than Ron. That was the trashy show I was watching. I love JWoww though.
I like Snooki. You want to know what my favorite Jersey Shore moment was in the few episodes I watched, because I wasn't that much of a fan, where she was drunk and she was on the beach and she's like, where's the beach? Where is it? I can't find it. And I'm just so like, you're right next to it, honey. Like, turn around. Like, it's right next to you, but okay.
Oh,
I was like, poor thing. She was just so drunk. I was like, poor thing.
My favorite season was when they went to Italy. Because, like, the reason why I liked it is because all this buildup that happened in Miami came with them to Italy. Because, remember, they kicked out Angela. Mike was being messy again. And I really Angela. I was happy when they, like, finally kicked her out. I was like, why y'all bring her back? Like, it makes no sense to me why you guys brought her back. Like, oh, it was, like, gross. I was she there for the whole... I can't remember.
I didn't watch it like that to remember, really? But I remember her getting kicked out because they hated them.
Yeah. No,
because
they
hated her.
Yeah, they hated her. Yeah, because she was so nasty. I don't even know why she even came on the season anyway. So I was just like, what? But I was happy when they added Dina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I remember her.
The meatballs. Like they were so cute. Well, that was my guilty pleasure right there for college.
RuPaul's Drag Race though. Can we talk about RuPaul's Drag Race? We can't do reality television and not even address the sickening moves that is RuPaul's Drag Race.
I started in season 4. When did you start?
The very first... Okay, technically I started season 2, but I watched season 1 a few months before the original season 2 premiered. Yeah. So I have to say I started at season 2, but I was there from the beginning.
So the only reason why I started with season 4 is because all the seasons, minus 1, 2, and 3, they were on Hulu. And so after I had given birth to Emily, I was like, oh, I need something to watch. You know, just watching music video wasn't enough. You know what I mean? Or like watching all these other shows. And then I saw RuPaul Drag Race. I was like, what's that? You know, I was like, because I never understood that. That was my first introduction to drag.
Same.
Right? And then
I'm kind of embarrassed of things I used to think about it before I got educated.
Really? Oh, I didn't even know there was a world of drag. You know, I didn't. Yeah, because the only people I knew were like, you know, my gay friends. But like none of my gay friends ever talked about drag. So when I came across season 4, I was just like, yes, Willem should have won, but that's just my opinion. if Willem was still continuing season 4, that was it. So, but did you end up seeing season 1?
I've seen every single season of RuPaul's Drag Race. I am obsessed with RuPaul's Drag Race. I love RuPaul's Drag Race. Hallelujah. Yes, go on. Come on, wait, what was it? Come on, season 6. Let's get sickening.
Did like the concept that they added in the All-Stars?
Oh, how they vote each other out?
Yeah, I liked it though.
It's like Russian roulette when I watch, All Stars.
You're thinking way too much into it.
No, because, the person you want to win is high, and then next thing you know, they're low.
But if you think about it, if it's the same formula of like the regular season, would you really be watching? Because there has been opinions currently where people are like, they're over it.
RuPaul's Drag Race?
Yeah, some people. I'm not saying all, in not my opinion, but if you look at what's being written about the show, how long, and this is a thing that every reality TV show suffers from, whether it's competition or actual reality TV.
When they know when to stop.
Also, like, what can you do to do things that will change up the game? Because they're already on season, 11?
We're about to be on season 13.
Oh, shoot. See, yes. I stopped at 11 because... Not that I wasn't interested in the queens or anything like that. It's just since I think 12 to now, has there even been a change up in how it's being presented?
Well, they try. The most current season was different because now they win a cash prize. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's something that they normally do not win when they win a challenge.
Right, because normally it's just like makeup, wigs, and couture stuff or something like that. Yeah.
And of course, with the controversy with Sherry Pie and everything like that.
That was the season I actually stopped.
Yeah, for those who don't know about the whole Sherry Pie, one of the contestants who ended up making the top 4 for the most recent season of RuPaul's Drag Race was disqualified because, unfortunately, they were catfishing men as an audition director, which is very wrong and not right at all. And they were doing it allegedly. Allegedly, up to, I think they said 4 months before they went up to start recording and everything for the season. So allegedly. Right. So, and the way they did the current season of RuPaul's Drag Race with Cherry Pie, they completely edited her out of the episode.
Yeah,
it's a
lot of people were wondering that too.
And to be honest, it's up for interpretation how you take it, but there were times where I forgot. It was kind of like you're watching it and then they show Sherry Pie and you're like, oh, you're there. Oh, say something, make yourself known. That's the vibe. It gave us. And then they had to go back to the top 3 and they haven't done a top 3 since season 8. So, because of the whole Sherry Pie controversy, and now it makes you think, are we going to have a top 4 next season because of the whole Sherry Pie thing? Or are they going to go back to the roots and do a top 3? Then again, Rue's always talking about, I want to make every season, different and new and unexpected. And he's done so much that's unexpected. It's like, at this rate, what else can you come up with?
Well, we'll be watching.
Yeah.
So,
I think that was fun, though.
Yeah.
Talking about reality television. That was fun.
Right?
Yeah. Going a little bit down memory lane.
I know. And then What are the current reality shows you're watching right now?
At the current moment, I am watching The Great British Bake Off, which is on Netflix.
You know, my brother is into that too.
It's very pleasant because they're from like the UK and Ireland and all these other places. And they're like, they genuinely want to see each other do well. They're polite to each other when they're baking. They help each other. Like if they're done, like they're done doing their challenge.
Like this like crazy
they're not, they're competitive, but it's polite competitiveness. Like, you know, they'll get their challenge like, hey, you got to make, like you got to bake bread.
Especially from all the ones we have mentioned in the
exactly. Like they'll bake all their breads. Like they'll be done. One person will be done making their bread, and they still got time left, and they'll be like, "Do you need help, darling? I'll come up and help you." And they'll help the person set up like, "Oh, do you need help like this? Does this look nice? How do you want it?" Yeah. And then afterwards, they, you know, taste it and everything like that and tell them what they think. And I'm also watching RuPaul's Drag Race. Yeah, but right now Canada's on RuPaul's Drag Race Canada, and it's the first season of Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's interesting.
I don't want to watch, but
I'll give it a watch. It's on logo.
Okay. Okay.
Meanwhile, The Great British Bake Off is on Netflix.
So speaking of Netflix, I think right now I'm only watching Queer Eye and Selling Sunset. I actually like Selling Sunset.
Selling Sunset? I'm not familiar with that one.
Okay. The thing with Selling Sunset is just, it's not as dramatic as like most, you know what I mean? It's the same creator as The Hills. And it's pretty much these rich realtors selling these extravagant houses in Beverly Hills. Then you got Sunset Boulevard with like all these beautiful mansions. So now, like with season 2, what it's done is like actually show us like when they buy a lot and then they'll like build it up and stuff like that. I mean, they have little drama. It's like petty drama that's just like, girl, are you serious right now? But I'm only watching it because I enjoy watching the houses that they sell. That's the only real tea for me. You know?
So you're one of those people that watch HGTV and be like, ooh, I love this cup.
That's what it is. That's what it is for me.
I haven't reached that peak yet.
Okay, I'm going to show you the first episode and you'll see what I mean. Okay. The drama in it, it's for me. But I will say this, I enjoy watching like the actual housing and then the selling of the housing and what they actually went through to sell these houses, like the process. Yeah. So I think that's it. Ready to move on to achievement?
Yeah. So what is it?
Ooh, girl. Okay, 2 biggest things in that has came out, which I am surprised for one. So I didn't know, okay, when I had moved to LA, and I remember always hearing about it because Fashion Nova, it was being worn by Cardi B and then all these other Instagram influencer and all that stuff. Have you ever bought any of their stuff?
Yeah, I've bought stuff from Fashion Nova.
I bought some stuff too, and I think I'm not going to anymore.
Alright.
So here's the thing. This is what I just found out, and I have to give shout out and credits to this YouTube creator, Black Femininity TV. I'll link down her like YouTube video, and she puts it really well, and I think it's tasteful the way she presented it. So she made it aware that Fashion Nova were ripping off clothes from independent designer, and then what happens is like they'll get these samples from these women and some of these designers, and then they'll like take it, they're like, oh, okay, they'll do a knockoff and they'll send it back to them. So literally they're ripping off these clothes. What? I didn't know that, right? You know, when you look at their website, it's just like, oh, okay, it looks like it's for you and me. You know, curves, and then we're a little bit bigger size, we're busty, you know, bustier. Yeah. And this is clothes that actually fits, and I've actually bought some. But what I didn't realize is that in this video that she pointed out, Fashion Nova, they would normally like hire models like light-skinned. They'll use blackfishing, ambiguous models that look like Latino, or they look slightly like some type of ethnic, and they're calling it diversity.
Wait, what?
Yeah. If you go, and I suggest this, go to their actual website. You'll see Black women there. But it's just light-skinned women. Do you see a dark model in there? And it wasn't until she pointed it out, and I'm just like, and then besides that, you know, they have this thing where a lot of their clothes are being imported, But it's that same story that you always hear. It's underpaid, you know, sewers, workers, and people are actually working hard.
I actually
and
did
then
hear
he
that
hires, and he hires. Now this is all allegedly. This is from the video, but like he also hires immigrant people, so it makes it even a lot easier
and cheaper and taking advantage.
Exactly, yeah. And I was just like, when I literally saw this video and I saw this out, and she adds sources, by the way, so it's not just like I'm going to slam Fashion Nova. She adds the sources, and even Business Insider made a whole article about them too.
Wow, Business Insider.
Business Insider.
Okay, they did not come to play. Y'all need to do damage control,
right? And I was just like, ooh, what are we gonna do now? Because when she showed like the Instagram models and stuff like that, I was just like, damn, man, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like I do love the clothes because it does fit me, but in her video she links to the original designers to the clothes. We might as well buy it off of them.
Exactly.
Let's be honest, because if you're gonna buy from someone who's like pretty much
scamming people,
scamming people, go to the original designers.
That's
and then
sad.
the original design is a lot gorgeous than what Fashion Nova
Of
was showing.
course.
I didn't even know that, and here I am, you know, I was like buying the stuff. I was like, yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I would actually spend my money on them anymore after seeing this video, because I'm all about like you gotta support these women, you know. Right now I have transitioned into more of that heavy thinking, you know, support women in fashion, support women in film, support women who are being independent business owners, and they're working their ass off for somebody else to take credit.
And that's not fair at all.
And then my next chisme, we're gonna tread lightly because here's the thing, this would be a topic for another episode. I can't believe Zoe, what makes her think that the choices you make in like picking a film is not going to bite you in the ass later on? You can kind of educate me a little bit, but there's a thing with light skin and then dark skin.
Yeah, colorism is a big thing in our community. I guess you could say it's like our own version of racism, where you are held on a higher scale based on your skin tone. Like, and also based on stereotypes, like darker skinned women are known to be aggressive and angry, whereas lighter skinned women are more looking nurturing and more beautiful to look at.
So I didn't realize Nina Simone really wanted Whoopi Goldberg to play her. What makes you guys think that putting Zoe, like, I totally understand why the public is saying you have the options to walk away, but you didn't. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I do agree on that video. Viola Davis, would have been the best choice to even pick, whether it's Whoopi or Viola.
So for those who are just wondering what went down with Zoe Saldana, about 4 years ago, she did a movie where she was playing Nina Simone, and it was very controversial because, one, it did not have the family's blessing to make the movie. I believe the family did end up suing. I don't know how that ended, but they did end up suing because of how the movie was portrayed.
I think the YouTube channel actually mentions it and then gets more into details about it.
Yeah. So Saldana was selected. So Saldana is Afro-Latina. She is Puerto Rican and she is Dominican and she is of African descent. There is nothing wrong with Zoe Saldana playing a black character or anything. That's not what the issue was. The issue that we had, which is fans of Nina Simone or just anybody that was concerned about the movie's making, is the fact that in order for Zoe Saldana to look like Nina Simone, they made Zoe Saldana paint her face
and then got a nose prosthetic.
Yeah, 6 times darker than she already is. And then on top of that, they had to get a prosthetic nose.
And she had to wear like an afro wig.
Yes, and wear this ridiculous color purple wig that I don't even know where they found that at. Like, they found it in somebody Grandma Shirley basement. That's where they found that wig that they had on Zoe Saldana. And it just was so clownish. It was so disrespectful. And the fact is that as fans and as the, estate of Nina Simone, they came to her and said, please don't do this movie, drop out.
And they did it anyways.
Yeah, she did it. She doubled down on it.
Yeah, and then when the movie got released,
it bombed. It bombed because nobody's gonna sit down and watch that nonsense, Yasmin.
I saw a scene from there because it was part of the clip that she added. Her performance was not even.
It was not good.
It was whack.
And she's a great actress, but that scene, like that movie, was just trash. And I hate to be a little bit of a hypocrite. I did not fully watch it. I saw some clips from it, but I could not sit there and watch it just knowing, like, you who has been like in the game, being on television, being in movies since you were basically in middle school, Zoe Saldana, you know better. And then the fact is that afterwards, she blamed the fact that it backlashed on the fact that we didn't support her because she's Afro-Latina. She had the audacity to be like, colorism is the reason why you guys won't support me. No, colorism and your ridiculousness and your nonsense and your disrespect to a singer like Nina Simone is the reason we didn't see the movie. Nina Simone would never, well, then again, as we see the legendary tweet from Nina Simone's estate.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
Well, there was a tweet where I think it may have been Nina Simone's birthday or the anniversary of her death, one or the other. And Zoe Saldana put out a quote about Nina Simone, and this was during the promotion of the movie, when the movie was coming out. And Nina Simone's estate said, keep Nina's name out your mouth for the rest of your life. Yep.
Damn, it's that deep.
Can
I just say something that really insulted me a little bit more? Because, okay, there's always been that saying, right? Racism is not taught. Racism, you're not born with racism. Yeah. You're taught it. Colorism, you're not, you don't think of it unless you're taught to start thinking about it. And this
honestly is a future episode idea. Yeah,
but here's the thing. In a recent, I think it's recent interview, there's an interview with Zoe telling this guy, sorry, right now I can't think of his name, but again, I'll link down the video below from that channel that I'm talking about. So she says, my mother has taught me not to see color. And I was just like, that's cute, so did mine, but also we live in the real world where we do see that.
Hello.
What do you mean?
Hello.
Like, that's an excuse.
You said it.
That's an excuse. You're trying to claim you're Black and Latina and wants to be blind by the actual situation. Like, come on. From this recent interview that she did when she apologized, her way of thinking has not changed. So it's like, dude, this is always going to be an issue and stuff like that. But it's like,
because for you to like say, I'm sorry, it was a lapse in judging. It's like, no, sweetheart, it wasn't. At least in my opinion, my thoughts, it really wasn't a lapse in judgment. It's just all like, the climate's changing. That kind of nonsense is not going to fly anymore. Yeah. So it's like, let me be ahead of the game and apologize before I'm next. When it's really my time to shine. And it's true, because normally when it's a time for somebody to shine, that's the time all the, he did this, he did that, oh, let's erase them, oh, let's cancel them, the witch hunt.
Yeah.
So.
Which I will say this right now, I send no hate towards her.
Yeah. Oh no.
Yeah.
She's a great actress. I like Zoe Saldana, but I'm gonna tell you this now. At the moment, she's not on my good side. At the moment, I'm just so like,
I never really, not her as a person. I just never really liked the movies that she was in.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was just never my thing. She's just one of those actresses that I never had that connection with, like where I'm just invested.
The first movie I ever saw her in was Center Stage. I love that movie. Yeah. But then
I
again,
remember her in
Pirates
of the Caribbean. I would say, like, I do like her in Pirates of the Caribbean. But, I just hope she continues to
turn it around.
Herself. Yeah. And also educate herself. And hopefully that way of thinking of hers that was in the past is not who she is today. And to shift gears over here, let's end on a wild note.
Our segment, damn, bruh. That's wild. Where I find a wild and crazy story from around the world. So this is what I've got, and this story is actually from Florida.
Yay,
yep,
Florida!
This happened around May of this year. And it's coming from clickorlando.com, if anybody's wondering where the news source is. And local news says, Florida woman who tried to kiss strangers calls 911 about lack of social distancing, police say. A Florida woman who kept trying to randomly kiss strangers at a local bar repeatedly called 911 to complain about the business not practicing coronavirus social distancing guidelines, according to the Melbourne Police Department. So, there's a lady, her name is Audria Adams, and she's 32 years old. I don't know what's going on with the 80s generation right now. And this is in India Atlantic. I don't know the area, but the bar is called Monkey Bar and Grill. She's there, having fun. Right. You know, she probably don't want to be quarantined or anything like that. You know, because she's from frickin' Florida. And she gets drunk, you know. She's having fun, she's lit and everything. And she's having so much fun, she's trying to kiss strangers. So there she is drinking, going up to people's boots and everything, up and in this like bar and grill. In their faces. Just getting in their faces. Ooh, and you know, people are trying to social distance and they've got their masks and stuff, and they're just so like, yo, get away from me. Who's this lady? Or hey, I'm married, or I don't swing that way, get away from me. To the point where the owner of the bar is just all like,
so they're the ones who go ahead and call 911. I would too.
No, they didn't do that, actually. They didn't. They were nice people. They just kicked her out. They were just like, dude, you gotta go. You're trying to kiss my customers. Yeah. You're barely buying anything and you're getting way too drunk. So you gotta go. You're messing up my business. Right. So she's like completely offended, you know, because she's saying, I can't kiss these strangers. You know, up in this bar and grill, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm calling the cops. You wanna know why? Because you guys aren't even following social distancing stuff anyways.
Wait. So she's out here invading people's spaces. Yes. Saying to the owner, you lost your goddamn mind. I'm calling 911 because you're not allowing me to kiss people. Yeah. And then, on top of that, you're not social distancing?
Exactly.
Oh, Karen, sweetheart.
Yeah, so she totally was a Karen. But that's what she did. She was so upset. She was just like, you know what, screw this. I'm calling the cops. And they said she called the cops about 5-6 times. Yeah. God. And it was really beginning to piss off the cops, because cops are just so like, stop calling us
they have
for this same restaurant. Exactly. Yeah. So they arrested her for like, you know, disorderly conduct and stuff like that. And I don't know if I'm pretty sure she's out of jail by now and everything, because, you know, that's technically like kind of a misdemeanor. But yeah, that's what happened. And that's the, damn, bruh. That's wild story.
Dude, that is crazy. Just like, yeah. Imagine you just eating and you're just
somebody trying to kiss you, like, go away. Yeah. Like, I don't know you. Like, I know I'm gorgeous, but come on, you don't touch.
Well, that's the episode for today. I hope you guys had fun reminiscing with us.
Yeah, about reality television.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Also, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our podcast is available on Stitcher, Apple, and Google Podcasts. Now playing a hot new track, Take Over by rapper Kid Royalty, currently streaming on all platforms. Follow him on Instagram at Kid Royalty Official, that's KIDROYALTY, and all social platforms will be linked down in the description box. Let's enjoy.
Kid royalty made me feel like royalty. Grown up reading comic books, girls would be ignoring me. Spankers with that black belt, black father got that 4 degrees. Crazy how I embrace the same identity that tortured me. Black kid, blue hair, shit was hella suspect. Suburban black kids got problems, even if you think we dumb rich. Sipping on that porridge, to be honest, we were poor rich, middle class fan, but we still could barely pay a mortgage. Black girls, they didn't think I was good enough. White girls, they didn't think I was good enough. Dating white girls, so mama thought I was too good for her. Let my lips zipped in high, cause you were different, you were Lucifer. Ain't that something tragic? If life's a movie, then Donna will be my Miles Morales. Inspired me to wear a mask and take off my glasses. Tick to ignore it, had kids who they couldn't afford. I want my kids freaking off with napkins. See, we all different. I know niggas who died, but see, we all living. Homies who stood by my side, yo, still in prison. Fuck so many bitches, they ain't God for no bastard children. Why you smashing all these bitches? Nah, she sacrilegious. The same bitches talking shit when it's smashing pictures. Looking at that bitch like we ain't even match on Tinder. But now you wanna buy me dinner? You ain't that crazy. Chicks who I used to chase, now they chase me. A girl drawing at my screen like, nigga, I know you hate me. She used some excuse, like, what have you done for me lately? You could keep the hoe. She sent me notes by sending notes, that's musical. Thank God for my pops and mother. Charles Hamilton, Lupe XV, and frickin' Donald Glover. Holy shit, staring at my ass like, can I have your number? Thank you, cool. You really helped me through the darkest summer. Spread my wings, tell me how to fly, where will I go and wonder? She calling me white when I be black like I be Donald Glover. She calling me white when I be black like this is tropic thunder. I guess you're asking friggin' Stevie Wonder. Every day I'm doing this for you. All my fans that I really love you. And yeah, that's a motherfucking truth. Put it on God, that's a motherfucking truth. And every day I be doing this for you. All my fans already love you. And yeah, that's a motherfucking truth. Put it on God, that's a motherfucking truth. Let's get it. Let's get it, 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 let's get it. Honestly and trust me, girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey. Yeah, baby girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yo, trust me, girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yeah, baby girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yo, trust me, girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yeah, baby girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yo, trust me, girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey. Yeah, baby girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yo, trust me, girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yeah, baby girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey, yo, trust me, girl, we gon' go and take over the world. I said, hey.